When I woke up, the first thing I felt was a pain in my ass and a headache. I looked around and noticed I wasn't in my room. I stirred up in bed and I felt a lump beside me. Where the I was last night, I thought. Sat up trying to remember what happened. I was at Taehyung's house drinking. That's the only thing I remember. I looked down and noticed I was Suddenly I remember the pain in my head again. Did someone yesterday? How could I let this happen? I got up and started picking up my clothes and slowly putting them on. I found my phone in my pants pocket and noticed I still had an hour and a half to get to class. Before left, I looked at the person on the bed, but the only thing I could see was a head with silky black hair. I sighed, well, what's done it's done. There's no point in knowing who it was, because it's never going to happen again. With that, I turned around and walked out of the house as fast as I could. I went home to change and took some painkillers. Man, whoever it was destroyed my... I was exhausted but still needed to go to class. So I took my keys and left. I got to class 5 minutes early since I stopped for a quick breakfast. I had to pretend to be able to walk normally, which made my ass hurt more. I sat down beside slowly. Hey, are you okay? You seem pale. Said, putting his hand on Jungkook's forehead. Yeah. I'm okay. Just a hangover. Jungkook said without making any eye contact with Spent a night. Didn't get much sleep, huh? Said, wiggling his eyebrows. Hey, you can't begin to imagine like that. Jungkook said with a little angry pout. You shouldn't up and drink on weekdays. Just look at you now. Mingyu said, joining the conversation. Nodded his head, agreeing with Mingyu. I won't do it again. Yesterday was a mistake, Jungkook said sincerely. And the class started. So they stopped talking. At lunch break, Jungkook came to the cafeteria with and Mingyu. Mingyu offered Jungkook to get his lunch. And since Jungkook's ass was still hurting, he agreed. And stayed at the table waiting for and Mingyu to come back with their lunch. I was busy on my phone when someone sat down in front of me. I looked up and saw Tae sitting there with a serious face. Is he mad that I slept with one of his friends? Thought. Out of all the people in the world, it had to be one of his friends. Why did you leave without saying anything? Tae said coldly. Jungkook just looked down at the table, not knowing what to say. And Tae sighed before speaking again. Are you in pain? Do you want some medicine? I bought you some painkillers. I know I should at least take responsibility for what we did. Hearing Tae's words, Jungkook was startled. And he starts thinking. What? I looked at him confused. Oh God, does this mean the one who hurt me was Tae? Suddenly I started to remember everything. How I got drunk in my cousin brother Taehyung's house. And then Tae took me to the room. Since I lost my self-control, I remember Tae told me to sleep. But at that moment I just wanted him to be mine. So I begged him to f me. How can I be so stupid that I let my feelings for him blind me? I'm so mad at myself. I stood up. I can't deal with this right now. I turned around and started to leave, walking away. Since there was no way I can run, Tae quickly got up and grabbed my wrist, making me follow him. Cookie, let's talk about this. After brought Jungkook to the parking area, looking at Jungkook, Tae said, there's nothing to talk about, Tae. I just forget it. You also forget that. Trying to sound normal, Jungkook said. What? But I'm serious about taking responsibility, Cookie. Tae said, looking at Jungkook with a serious face. There's nothing to take responsibility for. I'm not a girl who's you accidentally took and now want to take responsibility. So just forget it. Jungkook yelled at Tae. But then, seeing Tae's hurtful facial expression, Jungkook got surprised. He turned around and started walking towards his car. And when he was about to open the car door, Tai called him. Cookie. Jungkook looked back at Chai. But then again looking away he angrily says, just leave it, Chai. Forget it happened. Think it as a one-night stand. If you want us to continue being friends. And give me some space. So that we can go back to normal like nothing happened. After saying all of this, Jungkook got into his car and speed off to his house. Reaching home and lying on the bed, Jungkook starts thinking. In all this time I was trying to ignore my feelings for Chai. But last night I just begged him to me. Now he just feels sorry for me. And wants to take responsibility. Which I don't want. It's true I have a crush on him. Which why I become his friend. Though he is my senior, but in these 2 years I've been as close as his friend. But now the distance between us will grow. Life is so cruel. How I ended up destroying my character in front of my crush. Now he will just look at me in pity. I don't want that. I need to forget him. Because no matter how strong my feelings are for him, I want him to like me for me. Not because he feels guilty after destroying my... Jungkook was in his deep thought. At that time his phone rang. And looking at phone screen he saw Mingyu called him. He take a deep breath and received the call. Yo, where have you gone? After me and brought the food, we didn't find you anywhere. The food also got wasted. Mingyu said in one go. As he was concerned for Jungkook. Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually something came up and I had to leave, Jungkook said in a sad tone. There was a pause before Mingyu started talking again. It's okay. As long as you're okay, it doesn't matter. You know me and I'll always here for you. If you need anything, just tell us. We will be there for you, Mingyu said in a comforting tone. I know and thank you for that. I'll see you both tomorrow, okay? Jungkook said and hung up after Mingyu said okay. For the rest of the day Jungkook just mopped around his room. Feeling sorry for himself. Life is too tough with full of twists and turns. I barely slept last night. I kept replaying in my head the night I spent with Chai. I can't believe I feel this bad. I ruined my chance of being with him if there ever was one. I made my way to the classroom looking like shit again. I sat down between and Mingyu. Cook, if you're not gonna tell us what's wrong, at least take care of yourself. So we won't have to worry so much about you. Looking at Jungkook said, I'm sorry guys. I'll tell you what's wrong after class. So you don't have to worry. I just needed some time to process it. They only nodded but I could see they were worried. I sighed and rested my head on the table, drifting off to sleep until the professor came. I ended up sleeping the whole class since and Mingyu excused me saying I wasn't feeling well. But I didn't want to miss the class. The professor let me be and told them to take me home after. Now we were walking towards our table to get lunch. And I was feeling refreshed after having some sleep. We sat down and and Mingyu was staring at me. Are you gonna leave again while we're buying lunch? Looking at Jungkook, Mingyu questioned. I'm gonna wait here for you guys. I promise I'm not going anywhere today. They stared at me for a second before deciding to stand up. If you're not here when we come back, we're gonna have a problem between us, Mingyu said in serious tone. I just laughed and put my attention on my phone. Yesterday I left because of Chai. But after what happened I doubt he will be coming back. I was engrossed in my game when someone sat down in front of me. I looked up and saw Chai. He slid a bottle of banana milk toward me. I looked at it, and then at him with my eyebrow raised. He just gave me a sweet smile and says, to be continued. Next part is coming soon. Thanks for watching, Rough Balls.